Today we will talk about something extremely important: how to train your mind to respond instead of react. This is a fundamental principle of Stoicism that can completely transform the way we deal with everyday situations. Shall we begin? First, let's understand the fundamental difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is an impulsive action, usually emotional, that occurs without reflection. It is that automatic response we give in stressful or provoking situations. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. The typical reaction might be to curse or honk aggressively, driven by the anger of the moment. Responding, on the other hand, involves conscious reflection. It is the ability to pause, think about the situation, consider the consequences of our actions, and then act in a way that aligns with our values and long-term goals. In the same traffic example, instead of cursing, you could simply take a deep breath and move on, recognizing that anger won't change the situation. In Stoicism, this distinction is fundamental. Stoics like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius taught that we cannot control external events, but we can control our responses to these events. Epictetus said, "It is not things that disturb us, but rather the judgments we make about them." This means that the way we interpret and respond to a situation determines our level of disturbance, not the situation itself. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, emphasizes the importance of maintaining calm and rationality in the face of adversity. He wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In other words, if we allow impulsive emotions to dominate our thoughts, our soul will become agitated and disturbed. But if we cultivate rational and serene thoughts, we will maintain inner peace. Responding thoughtfully is crucial to maintaining serenity and rationality, which are pillars of Stoicism. By choosing our responses consciously, we avoid being slaves to our emotions and take control over our actions and inner peace. Controlling our emotions is fundamental to avoiding impulsive reactions. In Stoicism, the ability to master emotions is one of the essential pillars to achieving tranquility and peace of mind. But what exactly does this mean, and how can we apply it in practice? Ancient Stoics like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius taught us that our emotions should not control our actions. They argued that by allowing our emotions, especially negative ones, to guide our behavior, we become slaves to our passions and lose our freedom and rationality. Seneca, in his letters and essays, often discusses the importance of reason over emotion. He wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient, for he that is so wants nothing." This teaching shows us that by focusing on reason and the present, we can avoid the traps of excessive and uncontrolled emotions. Epictetus, in his Manual Enchiridion, teaches that we should focus only on what is within our control, our own thoughts and actions. He said, "It is not things that disturb us, but our opinions about them." This is a powerful reminder that we can choose how we react to any situation, no matter how provocative it may be. Marcus Aurelius, perhaps the best-known Stoic, in his Meditations, offers a series of reflections on emotional control. He wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Marcus Aurelius emphasizes that we have the ability to reinterpret our experiences and thus control our emotional response. But how do we do this in practice? Here are some Stoic techniques for controlling emotions. 1. Mindfulness practice. This is a continuous exercise of being present and aware of your thoughts and emotions without judging them. By practicing mindfulness, you can observe your emotions as they arise and decide how to respond rather than react impulsively. Daily meditation can help develop this skill. 2. Daily reflection. Many Stoics practice daily reflection, reviewing their actions and thoughts at the end of each day. Ask yourself, what did I do today? What did I do wrong? What could I have done better? This practice helps increase self-awareness and prepares the mind for future situations. 3. Negative visualization. Premeditatio malorum. Imagine possible difficulties and challenges before they occur. This technique, recommended by Seneca, prepares the mind to face adversity with more calm and less surprise, helping to reduce impulsive emotional reactions. 4. Focus on control. Epictetus emphasizes the importance of focusing only on what is within our control. This means recognizing that we cannot control the actions of others or external events, but we can control our own response. This mindset helps reduce stress and anxiety. 5. Practice virtue. Stoics believe that living according to virtue is the path to true happiness. Virtues such as courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance serve as guides for our actions. By focusing on living virtuously, our responses become more rational and less emotional. In summary, emotional control in Stoicism is not about repressing or ignoring our emotions, but rather about understanding them and choosing how to respond to them rationally and thoughtfully. By applying these Stoic teachings in our daily lives, we can become calmer, more rational, and resilient in the face of adversity. One of the most effective techniques to develop the ability to respond instead of react is mindfulness. In the context of Stoicism, this practice perfectly aligns with the quest for tranquility of mind and self-discipline. Introduction to mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being fully present and aware in the current moment, observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment. It is a practice that allows us to create a space between stimulus and response, a fundamental concept for responding thoughtfully. Mindfulness concept in Stoicism. Although the ancient Stoics did not explicitly use the term mindfulness, many of their teachings and practices involve concepts that are today recognized as essential parts of mindfulness. For the Stoics, the central ideal was to live according to nature, using reason to guide our actions and emotions. They believed that by focusing on the present and accepting reality as it is, we can achieve true peace of mind. Epictetus and control over thought. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, emphasized the importance of distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. He taught that we should focus only on what we can control, our own thoughts, actions, and responses. In his Enchiridion, he wrote, "It is not things that disturb us, but the opinions we have about them." This is a central principle of mindfulness, recognizing that our emotional reactions are the result of our internal interpretations, not external events themselves. Marcus Aurelius and Reflection on the Present. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, offers a series of reflections on the need to keep the mind focused on the present. He wrote, "Lose yourself in your own actions. Ask yourself, what is wrong here and now? From everything external, strip away the ideas that this is someone else's fault or that this could happen again. What remains? A problem that I can solve now." Marcus Aurelius emphasizes the importance of focusing on the present moment and dealing with what is immediately before us, a central principle of mindfulness. Seneca and the practice of reflection. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, frequently discussed the importance of reason over emotion. In his letters and essays, he recommended the practice of daily reflection to keep the mind conscious and present. He wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing." This practice of reflection and contentment with the present is a form of mindfulness. Stoic mindfulness techniques. Here are some Stoic techniques that align with the principles of mindfulness. Stoic meditation. Stoic meditation involves morning and evening reflections, preparing the mind to face the challenges of the day and reviewing actions at night. Morning meditation, Marcus Aurelius began his day reflecting on the challenges he might face and mentally preparing to face them calmly and rationally. He wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Starting the day with these reflections helps prepare the mind to respond rather than react. Evening meditation. Seneca recommended reviewing the day at night, evaluating actions and thoughts. He wrote, "I examine my entire day and go over what I've done and said. I hide nothing from myself and pass nothing by." This self-examination helps cultivate self-awareness and improve conscious response. 1. Breathing exercises. Practicing breathing exercises helps center the mind and calm emotions. Deep inhalations and slow exhalations create a space between stimulus and response. The Stoics understood the value of pausing and breathing before acting, although they did not detail specific breathing techniques as we do today. 2. Negative visualization. Premeditatio malorum. Negative visualization is a Stoic practice where one imagines possible difficulties and challenges before they occur. Seneca wrote, "Rehearse them in your mind: exile, torture, war, shipwreck." All the terms of our human lot should be before our eyes. By visualizing negative scenarios, we can train our minds to remain calm and prepared, reducing impulsive emotional reactions. 3. Focus on the present. The Stoics believed in the importance of focusing on the present and accepting reality as it is. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself of the importance of focusing on the present. He wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." This means not worrying about the past or fretting about the future, but rather focusing on what is happening now and how we can respond rationally and thoughtfully. 4. Practice of virtue. The Stoics believed that living according to virtue is the path to true happiness. Virtues such as courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance serve as guides for our actions. By focusing on living virtuously, our responses become more rational and less emotional. Seneca said, "Virtue is the only good, vice the only evil." Benefits of mindfulness and Stoicism. The practice of mindfulness has numerous benefits, both in the context of Stoicism and modern life. 1. Stress reduction. By focusing on the present, we avoid anxiety about the future and regret about the past. Epictetus taught that by focusing on what is within our control, we can live more peacefully. He said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." 2. Improved self-awareness. We become more aware of our thoughts and emotions, allowing us to respond more rationally. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of self-awareness and self-reflection. He wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will ever dig." 3. Increased resilience. Practicing mindfulness and negative visualization prepares us to face adversity with more calmness and confidence. Seneca said, "Adversity is an opportunity for virtue." 4. Development of patience. The continuous practice of mindfulness helps us develop patience, allowing us to deal with difficult situations more calmly and rationally. Epictetus taught, "Patience is a fundamental virtue." The mind must be trained to endure hardships without losing its tranquility. 5. Strengthening of mental discipline. By practicing mindfulness regularly, we strengthen our mental discipline, allowing us to maintain focus and clarity amid distractions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Discipline is essential for the mind. Without it, the mind is easily carried away by the whims of the moment." Practical applications of mindfulness and Stoicism. To incorporate mindfulness into your daily Stoic practice, consider the following practical applications. 1. Morning and evening reflections. Begin and end the day with Stoic reflections. In the morning, mentally prepare for the challenges of the day by reflecting on how you can respond rationally and virtuously. At night, review your actions and thoughts, identifying areas for improvement. 2. Conscious pauses throughout the day. Take conscious pauses to practice mindfulness. Breathe deeply, observe your thoughts and emotions, and reaffirm your commitment to Stoic principles. These pauses help keep the mind focused and balanced. 3. Breathing exercises. Incorporate breathing exercises into your daily routine. Set aside a few minutes to breathe deeply and mindfully, calming the mind and preparing to respond rationally. 4. Practice of virtue. Consider how your actions can reflect Stoic virtues. Before making a decision or reacting to a situation, ask yourself, is this courageous? Is this wise? Is this just? Is this temperate? Let these virtues guide your responses. 5. Negative visualization. Practice negative visualization regularly. Imagine possible difficulties and mentally prepare to face them with calmness and resilience. This practice helps reduce the emotional impact of unexpected events. Living according to Stoic values and virtues. The Stoics believe that the key to a fulfilling and happy life lies in living according to our values and virtues. The main Stoic philosophers, Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, constantly emphasized that virtues are the true goods and that practicing these virtues is essential to achieving eudaimonia, or lasting happiness and well-being. What are your values? Before facing any challenging situation, it is essential to reflect on your values. Ask yourself, what are my core values? For the Stoics, these values typically include the 4 cardinal virtues: courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. Let's explore each of these virtues and how to apply them in our lives. Courage. Andrea, courage is the virtue that enables us to face fear, pain, uncertainty, and danger with firmness and moral strength. Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Practical application of courage. Facing challenges. When a difficult situation arises, ask yourself, how can I face this with courage? Instead of fleeing or avoiding, face challenges head-on, knowing that courage is a virtue that strengthens the soul. Making tough decisions. In moments of uncertainty, remember that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. Make decisions with firmness and confidence, even when outcomes are not guaranteed. Wisdom. Sophia, wisdom is the virtue that enables us to discern what is true, right, and enduring. Epictetus stated, "Only education and wisdom are the true source of good for humanity." Practical application of wisdom. Making informed decisions. Before acting, seek to fully understand the situation. Gather information, consider the consequences, and evaluate all available options. Wisdom comes from knowledge and experience. Reflection and self-examination. Practice daily reflection. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? How can I apply this knowledge to improve my future decisions? Wisdom is cultivated through continuous self-examination. Justice. Dikaiosyne. Justice is the virtue that guides us to treat others with fairness, honesty, and impartiality. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Justice is the source of all virtues." Practical application of justice. Treating others with respect. In all interactions, seek to be just and impartial. Ask yourself, am I treating others as I would like to be treated? Justice involves empathy and respect for others' rights. Standing up for what is right. Do not be afraid to stand up for what is right, even when it is difficult or unpopular. Justice requires that we do what is right, not what is convenient. Temperance. Sophrosyne. Temperance is the virtue that allows us to moderate our desires and actions, maintaining balance and self-discipline. Seneca stated, "True wealth is having what is necessary." Practical application of temperance. Moderation in all things. Avoid excesses, whether in eating, consumption of material goods, or the pursuit of pleasures. Ask yourself, am I acting with moderation and balance? Temperance helps to keep the mind and body in harmony. Self-discipline. Develop the ability to control your impulses and desires. Practice self-discipline in small things to strengthen it for greater challenges. Applying Stoic values in challenging situations. Now that we understand the Stoic virtues, let's explore how to apply them in challenging situations. When faced with difficulties, reflect on how you can respond according to these values. Example 1. Work. Scenario: a coworker unfairly criticizes your performance. Response with courage. Face the situation firmly, expressing your feelings and defending your work without aggression. Response with wisdom. Assess if the criticism has any merit. If so, use it as a learning opportunity. If not, stay calm and seek to resolve the situation rationally. Response with justice. Treat your colleague with respect, even if you feel treated unjustly. Aim to resolve the conflict fairly and equitably. Response with temperance. Maintain composure, avoiding impulsive or excessive emotional reactions. Practice moderation in your response. Example 2. Personal challenges. Scenario: facing illness or personal loss. Response with courage. Confront the situation bravely, accepting reality and seeking inner strength. Response with wisdom. Gather information about the condition or situation. Make informed decisions about your care or next steps. Response with justice. Treat yourself and others with compassion and fairness, recognizing that everyone faces challenges. Response with temperance. Maintain emotional balance, avoiding despair or unrealistic optimism. Find a moderate path that allows you to deal with the situation practically. Example 3. Making important decisions. Scenario: deciding to change careers or make a significant investment. Response with courage. Make the decision firmly, even in the face of uncertainty. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. Response with wisdom. Conduct thorough research and consult trusted individuals. Consider all pros and cons before acting. Response with justice. Think about how your decision will affect those around you. Seek a solution that is fair and beneficial to all involved. Response with temperance. Avoid impulsiveness. Take your time to reflect and ensure the decision is balanced and well thought out. Daily reflection on values and virtues. To live according to Stoic values, it's crucial to incorporate daily reflection into your routine. Marcus Aurelius often asked himself, is this action necessary? Am I acting according to my values? This constant self-examination keeps us aligned with our virtues and helps us live an authentic and meaningful life. Steps for daily reflection. 1. Beginning of the day. Start your day by reflecting on the challenges you might face and how you can respond according to your values. Questions: what challenges might I encounter today? How can I use courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance to face them? 2. During the day, take conscious breaks to check if you are living according to your values. Questions: am I acting with wisdom and justice? Am I maintaining my temperance and courage? 3. End of the day. Review your actions and thoughts at the end of the day. Questions: what did I do well today? Where can I improve? How did my actions reflect my values? Living according to our values and virtues is a central principle of Stoicism. By incorporating courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance into our responses to challenging situations, we cultivate a life of authenticity and resilience. As Seneca stated, virtue is the only true good. By reflecting on our values and applying Stoic virtues in our daily lives, we can achieve lasting tranquility and happiness. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius said, the quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. By living according to our values, we ensure that our thoughts and actions are always aligned with the best of ourselves, distinguishing between what we can and cannot control. An essential practice of Stoicism is the clear distinction between what we can control and what is outside our control. This concept, known as the dichotomy of control, is fundamental to Stoic philosophy and is extensively addressed by thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. Understanding and applying this dichotomy is crucial for living a peaceful life and responding more effectively to adversity. The dichotomy of control, according to Epictetus in his manual Enchiridion, Epictetus offers a clear introduction to the dichotomy of control. He states, "Some things are within our control and others are not. Things within our control are our own opinions, aims, desires, and aversions, in short, everything that is our own doing. Things outside our control include everything not our own doing, the body, possessions, reputation, positions, in short, everything that is not our own doing." Epictetus argues that we should focus exclusively on what we can control, our attitudes, judgments, desires, and aversions. This focus frees us from the frustration and suffering that arise from trying to control the uncontrollable. In contrast, he suggests that serenely accepting what is outside our control is the path to inner peace. Key teachings of Epictetus. Internal control, our opinions, aims, desires, and aversions. External control, the body, possessions, reputation, positions, and external events. Practical application, focus on improving and controlling your reactions and attitudes, and accept that external events and other people's actions are not under your control. Seneca on acceptance and serenity. Seneca, in his letters to Lucilius, also explores the importance of accepting what we cannot control and focusing on what is within our reach. He states, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient, for he that is so wants nothing." For Seneca, serene acceptance of what we cannot change is essential for a happy life. He suggests that we should concentrate our energies on what we can influence and not waste time and effort trying to alter the unalterable. Key teachings of Seneca. Acceptance of the uncontrollable, serenely accept what is outside our control. Focus on the present, enjoy the present moment without excessive worries about the future. Practical application, practice daily acceptance of the limitations of your control and focus on living fully in the present moment. Marcus Aurelius and Stoic resilience. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, offers deep reflections on the dichotomy of control in his Meditations. He writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." For Marcus Aurelius, true strength comes from understanding and controlling our mind and reactions, not external circumstances. He advocates that acceptance of things we cannot control, combined with control over our responses, is the key to a balanced and resilient life. Key teachings of Marcus Aurelius. Power over the mind. True strength lies in controlling our own thoughts and responses. Acceptance of circumstances. Recognize and accept that external events are inevitable and beyond our control. Practical application. Cultivate emotional resilience by accepting external limitations and strengthening your mind through Stoic practice. Practical application of the dichotomy of control. Understanding and applying the dichotomy of control helps us respond more effectively to life situations. Let's explore how to apply this distinction in different contexts. Work situation. Scenario: you do not receive the expected promotion. Internal control, your reaction, attitude, and continued effort. External control, decisions of superiors and competition with colleagues. Stoic response, accept that the decision is out of your control and focus on improving your skills and maintaining a positive attitude. Personal conflict. Scenario: a friend does not respond to your messages. Internal control, your interpretation and response. External control, the reasons why your friend did not respond. Stoic response, accept the uncertainty of your friend's actions and continue to be understanding, focusing on maintaining an attitude of patience. Health problems. Scenario: you are diagnosed with a chronic illness. Internal control, lifestyle choices and adherence to treatment. External control, progression of the disease and effectiveness of treatments. Stoic response, focus on doing your best for your health and well-being, accepting the limitations of the condition. Daily practice of the dichotomy of control. To incorporate the dichotomy of control into your daily life, consider the following practices. Morning reflection. Spend a few minutes reflecting on what is under your control and what is not. Questions: what challenges might I face today? What is within my control in these challenges? What is not? Conscious pauses. During the day, take breaks to evaluate where you are focusing your attention. Questions: am I worrying about something I cannot control? How can I redirect my energy to what is within my reach? Evening review. Review your actions at the end of the day, assessing if you focused appropriately on what was within your control. Questions: did I focus my attention on what I could control? How can I improve tomorrow? Benefits of focusing on internal control. Focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot brings numerous benefits. Stress reduction. Accepting the uncontrollable reduces anxiety associated with external events. Increased effectiveness. Directing energy to what we can control improves our effectiveness in achieving results. Greater serenity. Serene acceptance promotes peace of mind and emotional resilience. The dichotomy of control is a powerful practice that allows us to live with more serenity and effectiveness. Deepening the dichotomy of control. To fully understand the importance of the dichotomy of control, it is essential to explore how the main Stoic thinkers applied and taught this practice in their lives and teachings. Epictetus, the wisdom of conscious choice. Epictetus highlights that the key to serenity and effectiveness lies in our ability to make conscious choices about what we can control. He emphasizes that by focusing on the things that are under our control, we can develop a life of virtue and tranquility. Detailed teachings of Epictetus. Opinions and judgments. Epictetus reminds us that our opinions and judgments about events are entirely controllable. He encourages us to reframe our thoughts in ways that promote inner peace. Practice. Whenever facing a difficult situation, ask yourself, what is my opinion about this? How can I see this in a way that benefits me? Desires and aversions. He teaches us to moderate our desires and aversions so that we are not dominated by them. Epictetus believes that by controlling what we desire, we can avoid many frustrations. Practice. Before pursuing something, reflect on whether this desire is truly under your control or if it is an external outcome that may not materialize. Seneca, the virtue of acceptance. Seneca approaches the dichotomy of control from a perspective of acceptance and serenity. He believes that accepting what we cannot control is fundamental to a happy and balanced life. Detailed teachings of Seneca. Acceptance and serenity. Seneca reminds us that true happiness comes from accepting the present without anxiety about the future. He argues that by focusing on the present and accepting our limitations, we can find contentment. Practice acceptance daily. Whenever you feel anxious about the future, bring your attention back to the present and accept the moment as it is. Moderation of desires. Seneca suggests that moderation and contentment are keys to serenity. By desiring less and accepting more, we can live a more tranquil life. Practice. Review your desires and reflect on whether they are necessary for your happiness. Practice gratitude for what you already have. Marcus Aurelius, Resilience and Mind Control. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, offers profound reflections on how to maintain resilience in the face of uncontrollable events. He believes that true strength comes from controlling our mind and reactions. Detailed teachings of Marcus Aurelius. Mental control. Marcus Aurelius emphasizes that power over our mind is what gives us true strength. He suggests that we cultivate a disciplined mind focused on what we can control. Practice. Meditate regularly on the nature of your thoughts. Whenever facing difficulties, remember that you have control over your mind, not external events. Acceptance of circumstances. He teaches us to accept that external events are inevitable and beyond our control, promoting an approach of active acceptance. Practice. Develop a daily habit of reflecting on the events of the day and practicing acceptance of what happened. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I respond better in the future? Advanced application of the dichotomy of control. To apply the dichotomy of control more advanced in your daily life, consider integrating these detailed practices. 1. Advanced morning reflection. At the start of the day, take more time to deeply reflect on what is under your control and what is not. Use a journal to write down your thoughts. Questions. What specific situations might I face today? How can I apply the dichotomy of control to each of them? 2. Advanced conscious pauses. During the day, take more frequent and deeper breaks to evaluate where you are focusing your attention. Use mindfulness techniques to enhance this practice. Questions. Am I allowing my attention to drift to things I cannot control? How can I redirect my energy more effectively? 3. Advanced evening review. At the end of the day, spend more time reviewing your actions and thoughts, writing detailed reflections in your journal. Questions. Did I focus my attention appropriately on what I could control today? What steps can I take tomorrow to improve this practice? Detailed benefits of focusing on internal control. Exploring the benefits of focusing on internal control in depth can help understand its importance and impact. Stress reduction. Description. Accepting what we cannot control significantly reduces anxiety and stress. By ceasing to fight the uncontrollable, we find inner peace. Case study. People who practice the dichotomy of control regularly report lower stress levels and greater life satisfaction. Increased effectiveness. Description. Directing energy towards what we can control increases our ability to achieve positive results. This allows us to be more productive and effective in our actions. Case study. Professionals who frequently apply this practice report career improvements due to clearer focus and better resource management. Greater serenity. Description. Serene acceptance promotes peace of mind and emotional resilience. By understanding our limitations and focusing on what we can change, we cultivate a tranquil mind. Case study. Studies on the application of Stoicism show that individuals who practice acceptance have greater resistance to emotional disorders and a more positive outlook on life. Conclusion. The Stoic art of responding instead of reacting. As we conclude this video, I hope you have found valuable insights into the Stoic practice of training the mind to respond rather than react. This is a path of self-mastery, self-knowledge, and continuous personal growth, deeply rooted in the teachings of great Stoic thinkers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. Reflection on Stoic teachings. Seneca, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, constantly reminds us of the importance of living in harmony with nature and exercising reason in all our actions. He advises us to maintain serenity, even in the face of adversity, as it is through calm and reflection that we can make wise and virtuous decisions. Seneca believed that by controlling our emotions and reactions, we become masters of our destiny, capable of facing any challenge with equanimity. Epictetus, in turn, emphasizes the need to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. This is one of the fundamental premises of Stoicism and a powerful guide for everyday life. By focusing on what we can control, our own actions and responses, and accepting what we cannot change, we free our minds from unnecessary stress and anxiety. Epictetus teaches us that our freedom lies in our ability to choose our responses, regardless of external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, Marcus Aurelius offers a profound and personal testimony of Stoic practice. He invites us to reflect on our daily actions and live according to our values and virtues. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that true strength comes from within and that by cultivating inner peace, we can face the world with courage and wisdom. His words inspire us to see every challenge as an opportunity for growth and to respond with dignity and purpose. Practical implementation. The practice of responding instead of reacting is not an overnight goal, but a continuous journey of self-improvement. Here are some practical steps to help you incorporate these principles into your daily life. 1. Daily meditation. Start each day with a meditation session. This will help center your mind and prepare you to respond calmly and clearly to any challenges that may arise. 2. Breathing breaks. During the day, especially in moments of stress, take breaks to practice conscious breathing. This will reduce anxiety and bring you back to the present moment, allowing for a more rational response. 3. Evening reflection. End the day with a reflection on your actions and reactions. Ask yourself if they were aligned with your values and identify areas where you can improve. 4. Negative visualization. Practice negative visualization by imagining possible difficulties you may face and how to respond to them calmly and rationally. This prepares your mind to maintain composure when difficult situations actually occur. 5. Develop virtues. Focus on developing the 4 Stoic virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in all your actions. These virtues will serve as your moral guide, helping you act in ways that align with your principles. Building a supportive community, sharing your experiences, and learning is a vital part of this journey. By doing so, you contribute to building a community of support and mutual learning. In the comments of this video, feel free to share your own stories of how applying Stoic teachings has impacted your life. Your experiences can inspire and help others who are on the same path. If you found the content of this video helpful, I encourage you to like, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications so you don't miss future videos on Stoicism. Each video is an opportunity to delve deeper into the teachings of Stoic philosophers and learn new techniques to improve your life. Remember that Stoicism is more than a set of philosophical theories, it's a way of life. Every step you take to train your mind to respond rather than react is a step towards a more balanced, serene life aligned with your values. This is a continuous commitment, but the benefits are profound and lasting. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Cultivate thoughts of calm, wisdom, and virtue, and let these thoughts guide your actions. With time and practice, you will find yourself more resilient, centered, and at peace with yourself and the world around you. Thank you very much for watching. Continue exploring, learning, and applying Stoic principles in your daily life. See you in the next video, where we will continue our journey of self-discovery and personal growth through the teachings of Stoicism. Until next time.